Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật online channel. Hereafter, 5 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. NINH Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn, Chief Ordination Invigilator of Bảo Tạng Ordination SIMA. Gia Lai Closing Ceremony of Cam Lộ Giác Đạo Ordination SIMA in Buddha Calendar 2566. LIEU Opening of Buddhism Study College Intermediate Course 6 2022 to 2025. NGAI decision to appoint the abbot of An Sơn Pagoda announced in ceremony. Journey Mid-Autumn Festival in Love, Minh Đạo Pagoda gives away 10,000 gifts. The following are the news in details. At the opening ceremony of Great Ordination SIMA Bảo Tạng in Buddha Calendar 2566, the Ordination SIMA Board invited the Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn, Chairman of the Administrative Council Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, to take the throne as the Chief Ordinations Invigilator at THUện N Pagoda, Ninh Thuận Province, on the morning of September 7, 2022.
Speaking at the ceremony, the Most Venerable praised the merits of the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board for overcoming difficulties to open the Great Ordination SIMA, giving monks and nuns the opportunity to receive the precepts, contributing to the Buddha's life. The Dharma is long-lived and the Buddha's teaching are handed down to future generations forever. The Most Venerable affirmed that Buddhism have survived for more than 2,500 years thanks to the monks and nuns who know how to maintain dignified precepts. The ordination examinee this time are the lucky beings when they are human and full of senses, who are eligible to receive the precepts from the ordination preachers to become the faithful ones in the Sangha's throne in the Three Jewels. This ordination SIMA is titled Bảo Tạng, taking the spirit of the precepts of Patriarch Monk Bảo Tạng. He was merited with laying the foundation for the revival of Buddhism in the South Central region. He was also the meditation master who adhered to the Dharma precepts for all his life. Bảo Tạng is also a treasure, representing the 7 treasures of the saints. It reminds each of us that there is a treasure in our hearts and we must keep that treasure forever in purity through diligent ascetic practice to achieve concentration and wisdom. The Great Ordination SIMA Bảo Tạng in Buddha Calendar 2566 was organized by the NINH Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board in 3 days from 6 to 8 September 2022. The Ordination SIMA for monks was held in THUện N Pagoda, and the Ordination SIMA for nun was held at THUện N Pagoda, with 130 registration records of young renunciate ordination and 165 records of bodhisattva vows.
After 6 days of examinations, the Great Ordination SIMA of Cam Lộ Giác Đạo was successfully accomplished in the boundless joy of the masses, and the closing ceremony was held on the evening of September 5, 2022 at Minh Thanh Pagoda, Gia Lai Province.
In his closing speech, Most Venerable Thích said, "This is the 3rd time that the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board organized the Great Ordination SIMA of Cam Lộ Giác Đạo. More than 250 lay novice monks received the ordination vows, and 300 Buddhists received the bodhisattva vows at home. The ordination for monks was held at Minh Thanh Pagoda and for nuns at An Sơn Pagoda. The first prize examinee winners include Bhikkhu Thích Trung Lực, Bhikkhuni Thích Nữ Huệ Thoại, Novice Trung Lý, Thúc Samana Thường Huệ, and Novice Nun Huệ Đạo. In his blessing words, Most Venerable THUện encouraged the ascetic practitioners to always keep to the precepts. Most Venerable hoped that the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board would continue to organize more ordination SIMA in the future to propagate the precepts and the Dharma. In the morning, the Great Ordination Sima of Gamlo Giác Đạo held a ritual to impart the Bodhisattva precepts for more than 300 Buddhist laities. The 5 precepts and the 10 virtues are the basic precepts and the first step to form the lifestyle of a Buddhist disciple. Those who want to achieve the unsurpassed body must initially uphold the 5 precepts and the 10 virtues. Next, the bhikkhus and bhikkhunis who were ordained would develop the mind of purity in the sound of reciting the Buddha's name and the sound of the prajna drum bells. Burning incense is a ritual expressing the will to desire to learn the Bodhisattva's conduct, sacrifice oneself to seek the Dharma path, vow to dedicate one's whole life to the Dharma and human life, vow to burn a small part of the body to make offerings to the Buddhas. Earlier before that, the opening ceremony of the Great Ordination Sima Gamlo Giác Đạo took place on the morning of September 3, 2022 at NINH Pagoda, Gia Lai Province. This time, the Great Ordination Sima is named Giác Đạo, organized by the Buddhist Administrative Board of Gia Lai Province from September 1, 2022 to September 5, 2022. The Master Monk of Giác Đạo is the soul of the traditional sect in Gia Lai Province with a pure and virtuous spiritual life. The example of good virtue reminds us to take morality as the foundation of our practice, to bring the light of the Buddha to shine everywhere, to help people get rid of delusions. At the ceremony, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn, Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, praised the merits of the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board for establishing the Great Ordination Sima, giving monks and nuns the opportunity to return to Minh Pagoda to impart the Dharma precepts. Most Venerable affirmed, the Great Ordination Sima is a very important Buddhist event about the Sangha, which is always interested in and encouraged by the Sangha, which encourages Buddhism in provinces and cities to organize once every 2 years. Most Venerable wished the ordained monks and nuns to attain precepts and preserve them like a safeguarding irises. At the Great Ordination Sima, the disciples also received teachings and blessings from the acting Dharma master, Most Venerable THUện, who encouraged his own monastic life in the future.
On the morning of September 5, 2022, LIEU Buddhist Intermediate School held the opening ceremony of the 6th College and Intermediate Buddhism Study Course 2022 to 2025.
This is an important event of Buddhism in LIEU Province after 20 years of establishment. The curriculum includes 11 subjects with 25 monks and nuns in the college class and 35 monks and nuns in the intermediate class of Buddhism, studying in the 6th course 2022-2025. The representative of the monks and nuns made a vow to study hard, strive to improve their virtues to match the expectations of the venerable monks and nuns, and the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, which built a spacious school as a place to study for monks and nuns. In his blessing words, Most Venerable Thích was delighted with the achievements of Buddhism in the province, which has inherited and promoted the educational environment since Most Venerable THUện established a Buddhist intermediate school with nearly 31 monks and nuns. Now it has become an educational school. The Venerable praised the merits of Venerable Principal Thích and Master Nun Thích Nghiêm Thành, who have been serving for the past time. Previously, the Board of Directors of Long An Province Buddhist Intermediate School held a graduation ceremony of the 7 Buddhist Intermediate Course 2019-2022 on the morning of September 3, 2022 at Thiên Khánh Pagoda, Long An Province. report on the course results for the year 2019-2022, Most Venerable Thích Thiện, Vice Rector, said that 63 monks and nuns graduated and received degrees from the Central Committee of Buddhist Education Section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. The representative of novice monks, Thích Thiện Nhơn, offered his gratitude to the honorifics of the Board of Directors and teachers. At the same time, vowed to study diligently to repay the kindness of the teachers. In his blessing words, Venerable Thích Thiện, principal of Long An Buddhism Intermediate School, believes and puts his full faith in the young generation of monks and nuns who are trained to serve the Dharma and have achieved success on the path of emancipation.
On the morning of September 3rd, 2022, the Đức Phổ Town Buddhist Parochial Board solemnly held a ceremony to announce and award the decision to appoint the abbot of An Sơn Pagoda and the village Phổ Thuận Commune, Đức Phổ Town, Province Quảng Ngãi, to Venerable Thích Thiện.
Speaking at the opening ceremony, Venerable Thích Thiện, Vice Head of Quảng Ngãi Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, Head of the Organizing Committee, delivered a brief overview of the history of the establishment and development of An Sơn Pagoda, and Venerable Thích Thiện, Vice Secretary and Chief of the Office of Quảng Ngãi Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, announced the decision to appoint the abbot of An Sơn Pagoda. At the ceremony, Venerable Thích Thiện received the decision to appoint the abbot of An Sơn Pagoda and vowed to serve the Dharma and the nation, always comply with the regulations of the Sangha, the charter of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and the state's laws and policies. Vowed to strive to cultivate body and mind in order to guide Buddhists to practice according to the Dharma. In blessing, Most Venerable Thích Thiện, Head of the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, encouraged Venerable Thích Thiện to remember the mission of an abbot, to always make strong and diligent vows to fulfill his duties and responsibilities, their place of residence. The Most Venerable also expressed his deep gratitude to the authorities at various levels for helping and creating favorable conditions so that Buddhism in Đức Phổ Town could achieve good results in all Buddhist affairs.
Within the framework of the sharing program Mid-Autumn Festival in Love, conducted by the monks in Minh Đạo Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, 3 days before departure, the Abbot Venerable and ashram members had carefully prepared 10,000 gifts to give the children in remote areas, and on the afternoon of September 5th, under the guidance of Venerable Thích Thiện, the abbot of Minh Đạo Pagoda, the team departed for gift giving.
At the first destination, the delegation gave 6,500 gifts to children in Cần Thơ and An Giang, in which 5,500 gifts were given at Trung An Primary School, Trung Thạnh Secondary School, Đông Hiệp Primary School, and Giác Pagoda, Cần Thơ City. Venerable Thích Thiện thanked the unit for coordination in gift giving at each destination. The Venerable also kindly reminded the students of their study to be dutiful and to become filial children. Mr. Hồ Như Ý, principal of Trung Thạnh Secondary School, expressed, not only this time but many times, Venerable Thích Thiện gives gifts to the students of our school, which is a great encouragement for teachers, parents, and students. The gift includes mooncakes, lanterns, uniforms, and scholarships for disadvantaged children. The journey went on when the team arrived at Phi Patriarchal Temple, An Giang Province, on the evening of September 6. There, the children watched the lion dance, participated in games, listened to encouragement sermon delivered by Venerable Thích Thiện, abbot of Minh Đạo Pagoda. The delegation gave 1,000 gifts to the children there. On this year's Mid-Autumn Festival, Minh Đạo Pagoda gave 10,000 gifts to children in the provinces of Cần Thơ, Tiền Giang, Kiên Giang, An Giang, Trà Vinh, Bình Dương, and Ho Chi Minh City. Accompanying the program were the companies of Quang Candle Company, Bảo Tạng Company, and One Dream Vegetarian Restaurant. In the joyful atmosphere of Mid-Autumn Festival of Children across the country, on the afternoon of September 7, 2022, at a secondary school in Phú Nhuận Commune, TIểng Giang Province, the program Happy Full Moon Festival took place, giving away 1,360 gifts to the students with a total value of nearly 200 million Vietnam dong. The program was supported by Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn, Abbot of Phước Long Patriarchal Temple, and monks and nuns and Buddhists of the Central Subcommittee of Youth, and co-sponsored by Venerable Thích Minh Ân, Abbot of Minh Đạo Pagoda, and local benefactors. On this occasion, the Venerable had also run a campaign to raise funds for 20 scholarships worth 3 million Vietnam dong to support disadvantaged students. The total value of gifts and scholarships is over 250 million Vietnam dong. On September 7, 2022, Pháp Hoa Pagoda, Quantum City, and Buddhists in the USA and Australia gave 150 gifts to disadvantaged people at Pháp Hoa Pagoda and Pleasure Village, and 1,150 Mid-Autumn Autumn Festival gifts to children in Pleasure Village. The total amount is 70 million Vietnam dong. The program also featured a lion dance combined with a traditional Mid-Autumn Festival games. This is the first time in the remote area the local people could experience the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has signed off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.